Before I get into it, I want to make it known that I'll be addressing men a lot in this video, with those men being, of course, straight, cis, hetero men. I also want to point out that this is going to be an overview of the patriarchy, so stick with me. I'll be doing a series diving into each issue I address in this video, where I go into even more detail and depth and give more examples. Okay, first thing is I want to clear up misconceptions about what the patriarchy actually is. Patriarchy isn't just about men being in charge of society and the way it runs, although it is that too. Patriarchy runs much more deep. It is the indoctrination from a very early age of how men and women are supposed to act, how they're supposed to love, what is expected of them, and what they are to expect of their future partners. It is so deeply ingrained in our reality that it has become part of our cultural fabric as humans. Patriarchy teaches little boys stoicism, detachment from emotions and pain, except for rage, which is considered useful. Rage and anger are seen as normal and as a tool for competition, success, asserting their dominance, and earning respect, with every other emotion being seen as weakness. We are told that not only should any other emotion not be expressed, but if a boy even feels them, that there is something wrong with him. We aren't taught how to be emotionally intelligent. We aren't taught how to consider and take care of others' needs. And we aren't taught how to empathize with others. What we are taught is that strength and dominance are how you get what you want in this world, whether that be a job or a woman. So what does patriarchy teach little girls? That their value lies in their looks and their ability to take care of others. They are taught to be polite and helpful instead of expressing their wants and needs. They are taught that men are dangerous and it is their responsibility to dress and act appropriately so as to not provoke a man's rage. They're also taught what they should want in the world, that being a strong man who provides for and protects them, and that being pretty and modest and quiet and helpful are the ways to get that. Patriarchy teaches boys to grow into men who fail their partners, fail their friends, and fail their children. And it teaches girls to grow into women who must cope with and settle for men who are failing them. All right, let's get into it.
You off?
Sorry?
You getting off?
Am I getting off?
Yeah.
No, I don't really want to deal with you.
Why don't you want to deal with me?
Because I don't like the way you've spoken to me.
I haven't spoken to you in a specific way, like
That's okay,
in a
that's
rude
your
way.
opinion.
Did I say anything to you? Did I say any bad word to you? I don't recall that. I was maybe being a little aggressive on the tone of my voice or whatever, but it was not towards you. So why would you take it personal? If that's your job, you should be able to adapt to any situation. And are you planning on working in major airlines or whatever once? This is the type of that you're gonna have to deal with. I'm sorry, but she has to deal with me. I want to deal with you.
I don't want to
Because
deal with
I don't
you.
think if you want to be professional, you want to be ready.
I am being professional.
I'm
because I
giving
don't
you a
want
chance
speak
here to adapt yourself.
No, this
To
guy's
just a
not doing
passenger. I don't
anything.
know you personally. I have nothing against you. You should not have anything against me.
Okay, then
This
you
is
carry
just.
on then.
See, keep on being. You got it.
I believe this is the biggest problem with the patriarchy. And I believe that if it were solved, so many of the other issues would fall into place. Patriarchy conditions men to view criticism, especially from a woman, as emasculating. It teaches them to shame men who hold other men accountable.
You know, I've been on TikTok for about 3 years, and I've never judged another grown black man. Doesn't matter what he says or what he do. If I don't like his post, I just don't like his post. But when I see dudes like this judging me, calling me weird because I'm expressing my thoughts on a past relationship, it makes me be like, wow, big homie, all these women that I be seeing on social media, TikTok, Facebook, and all these other websites, I'm on their sites. I'm on their posts. I'm giving them some likes and giving them some beautiful comments. I'm not judging another grown-ass man. That's feminine. I could care less about what you say or what you do. That's you. That's your prerogative. But by you leaving this message right here, obviously you want my attention. You wouldn't say that in my face. I seen your little small ass. You definitely want to walk up on me talking slick like that.
If you speak up about a man's toxic behavior, you're soft, you're pandering, you're feminine, or you're just not minding your own business. Let's walk through a typical argument between a man and a woman. A woman calls out her partner for something that is hurting her, like the woman in the video did, expressing what the man did wrong. Maybe for her husband, he was being emotionally neglectful, not helping out around the house, being dismissive of her needs, or just generally not showing up for her. How does he respond? Like the man did, by denying and getting defensive. That's not true. I've done this and I've done that for you. You don't appreciate the things I have done for you. And if that doesn't work, again, like the man in the video, he'll flip the situation. Now she's in the wrong for how she brought it up, for her tone, or something that she did last week. Or like that man said, for her inability to accept the abuse and handle him better. If that fails to get her to stop holding him accountable, he may use a form of violence. Not necessarily physical, though it too often is, but maybe emotional or psychological. That violence could be yelling, throwing something, slamming a door. It could be storming out of the room, knocking over a chair on the way out, or even like in the video when the man started cursing and waving his arms closer and closer to the woman. And what that action says, consciously or not, is I'm still in power. I still dominate you. I'm bigger and stronger. And if I wanted to, I could shut you up for good. It's a subtle and sometimes not so subtle reminder of male dominance. That intimidation is used to shut her down, to assert that according to the patriarchy, the man is supposed to be in control, supposed to lead. And why? Because he's bigger. Don't get me wrong, I do understand how difficult taking accountability is. It's very hard, even for me. Because for the most part, we as men aren't intending on hurting our women, but we do. And to speak for me and my experience and almost every other man I've encountered, we are wrong like 95% of the time. And it could be exhausting constantly having to face how we are hurting the person we love. Trust me, I get it. I'm wrong all the time, like a laughable amount. We are wrong because the patriarchy didn't teach us how to consider others. It didn't teach us how to show up for others. Ultimately, though, we still have to face it. And that is what being a good partner is. That's what being a good father is. And that's what being a good man is. Real accountability would look like us men actually listening, really listening when a woman brings something up. It's okay that you weren't taught these things growing up. None of us were. So give yourself grace, but that doesn't mean it's okay to stay that way. Accountability means seeing how you're hurting someone and choosing to make a change for their benefit and for yours. Men, we need to understand that our instinct to become aggressive in emotionally difficult moments is something we were taught. It is not natural. We were conditioned to believe that violence is how we demand respect rather than earning it. That violence is how we take control and keep it. That fear is respect, but it isn't. It's just fear. We need to learn and grow. That is a part of life. No one has it all figured out. We aren't supposed to. Being told or taught something doesn't make you less of a man. That just makes you a human. Humble yourself. Listen, learn, grow.
Wait, what did you say?
I said I want a wife.
I am your wife.
No. A wife. Someone to keep the house clean and cook.
I cook.
And cook's good, you know? Takes care of me when I'm sick and doesn't complain about it. Wants to know how my day was first and listens to the answer. A woman who supports me.
Oh, I support you.
Oh, emotionally, I'm saying. A wife who builds my confidence. Who everything revolves around me. Not, and I know what you do is important, I do, but I'm important too, you know? My needs so I can grow and be the best, okay? A cheerleader is what I'm, you know, a wife who comes to the club for the socials and doesn't talk about what's a felony or what's a misdemeanor, but trades recipes, right? With the other wives. Who claps when I win and rubs my back when I don't and says, you'll get him next time because you are amazing.
Is that all?
No. I want a wife who takes care of my other needs. My man needs. When I feel like it. It doesn't say she's tired or that her back hurts or to pull out when I finish because she's not on the pill. Which, I want a wife who's on the pill.
I can't take the pill. I get blood clots.
Well, an IUD then. The point is, I am tired of feeling like I gotta be everything around here all the time. The man and the wife. Like, I gotta support you all the time, your needs. Because your job is hard and you're always saying you have to pick up extra shifts.
We are $192,000 in debt.
In that, a wife who is not reminding me all the time about negativity, you know, pressure when I need to stay positive because it's a mental game, right? How far you hit a drive, whether you're in the sand trap and you just suck. You suck at that. So I want a wife.
Most men walk into relationships expecting a woman to cook for them, to clean up after them, to have sex with them when they want it, to be their therapist when they open up once a year, to take care of the kids physically and emotionally, and still smile while doing it all. That's the expectation, and it's rooted in what the patriarchy promised us. Us men believe that our job is to work, make money, maybe fix things around the house, and that's enough. But in reality, women are doing both of those things as well, along with everything else. Yet men still expect their partner to carry the emotional and physical labor of the household. Plain and simple, they want a mom who will sleep with them. It's not necessarily our fault that we expect that. It was programmed into us. But it is our responsibility to deprogram it, to figure out what our woman actually wants and needs from us, and to do our best to provide it, as they do for us. We are really lucky we don't have to deal with our shit, honestly. We wouldn't put up with it. But most men won't do that work. They'll do the bare minimum. Wait to be asked to help. They'll say they don't know how to do something, like learning isn't an option, so their partner does it instead. Or they'll ask 30 questions about how to do the simplest task, shifting the mental burden back onto her. I know I've done this myself too many times. And I know you've seen this done in your life as well. This is the norm. But this leaves our women feeling unsupported and burnt out, like they still are carrying the mental load for us, like they're still doing everything for us. And that's because, they are. So what's the answer? Understand that what patriarchy told us was a lie. It was unfair to the women in our lives, and we need to step up, me included. Share the responsibility, housework, childcare, emotional support. It's all our job as well.
Fellas, this is going to be quick and straight to the point. I couldn't wait to ask you guys this question this morning, because I was talking to one of my friends last night, and a friend that's a guy, right? And he says that, we were talking about, just life and things. And we was talking about, should you take a shower? How many times you take a shower a day or whatever. But somehow we got on to the point of, washing your ass, meaning, getting the crack of your ass and washing your ass, and I feel like that's what you have to do. Even if you have to spread that thing, spread them cheeks, let that soap go down up in there, lather that soap up real good and get down in there real good. He says that he does not do that because he thinks that is gay. Also, he says that when he washes with just a sponge. Listen, to each his own. I ain't got no problem with that. But to me, I feel like washing with a sponge or washing with a rag and then following it up with a sponge is a great thing. Just washing with a sponge is for some people. But that's not the issue that I have. The issue that I have is he said that if you spread your cheeks as a man to get down in there and get your ass clean, that's gay. How many guys agree with that? I just think it's getting your ass clean. There's nothing gay about that. Let me know in the comments.
This video talks about an extreme but very real conversation men have at least once in their life. I've had it a few times where other men have told me it's gay to wash my ass. But on a broader scale, most men view painting your nails as gay, shaving your bodily hair as gay, getting your eyebrows done, gay, having a skincare routine, gay, and on and on. Just generally being clean is considered feminine or gay. Why? Because self-care is seen as weak. A metrosexual man is considered soft. Dressing nicely, beautifying your body, being organized, or generally just taking care of yourself and your space, that's for women. and us men shouldn't be women-like. Just like being kind is seen as feminine, vulnerability is feminine, having empathy, feminine. Instead, we're told to bond through teasing, through competition, through toughness. This is how I bonded with my friends when I was younger, all the way throughout my early 20s. That was the norm. That is what we expected from each other. Anything else was gay, and God forbid you're gay, then you're really cast aside and disrespected. That's a whole nother video, but cleanliness and kindness aren't feminine. They're just human. And the patriarchy has made us men distance ourselves from our basic humanity. Women want men who are clean and kind. Don't listen to the insecure guys who say otherwise. Just ask a woman yourself. And to be clear, kindness doesn't end at rejection. It doesn't have strings attached, and it isn't discriminatory. Being clean and kind doesn't make you weak. It makes you brave. It makes you strong. Because you know you'll be judged by unaware men who hold strong in their belief in the patriarchy, yet you do it anyway.
So women are born intrinsically valuable. Like he said, men, we have to earn our value. See, the thing that men want out of women, youth, beauty, nurturing, they're born with that. But
a child, he's youth, beauty. Yeah, youth and beauty are synonymous with. He's describing a child off the bat.
Things that women typically want from men: money, resources, infrastructure, power. We have to acquire those things. It takes time. Women are born at the mountaintops and judged by how far they fall. Men are born at the bottom of the mountain and are judged by how high up they can climb. We peak at two different times. Between 18 and 28, a woman is at her peak. She's at her peak.
This idea that women are born with intrinsic value that peaks between 18 and 28, that value, of course, being based on looks and fertility. And men are born with no value. Their worth as a human being is earned and determined by how much money they make, how many women they sleep with, and how in shape they are. That idea is only true inside a patriarchal worldview. It teaches men that their value is based on what they do, not who they are. This has created a ton of men who lie, cheat, manipulate, and become toxic in pursuit of wealth, sex, and muscles. They lie and cheat to get ahead in the workforce. They lie to get women to sleep with them, and then they cheat on them. They cheat by taking steroids or harmful products to get fit fast because they're told that those are the things that make them a real man. And only real men are accepted and respected in this society. This also turns relationships into transactions. I give you money and status, you give me your body and beauty. But that's not connection, that's capitalism. This mindset leaves men lonely. Friendships are shallow because they're based on competition. Relationships are hollow because they're based on transaction. And women, they're seen as trophies, objects, pretty baby-making machines. And of course, there are women who want a man for their status and money. Women who play the game of capitalism and use their youth and beauty as their product, selling it to the highest bidder. But is this the bulk of women? Definitely not. The bulk of women want a man to just be a human, be kind and supportive, be generous and communicate, have their own thought out boundaries and not cross hers, to love her and be there for her and show up for her when she needs him, to listen to her and consider her. And that is what the woman wants to provide as well. The average woman doesn't want to leech off of her man. That is a lie the patriarchy told you, so that it could further dehumanize you into a machine who focuses on superficial things and not human connection. Why? To make you more productive, less empathetic, and so that you buy into a system of survival of the fittest, where the elite are always the fittest, and so therefore always on top. But that concept might be for another video. What is the truth then? Both men and women are born with intrinsic value, and we know this already. Kids are valuable without needing to produce anything. And our value grows when we learn, when we care for others, when we contribute to our community, and it shrinks when we don't.
Please stop saying women fall for the wrong men when men be faking their personality the whole time. These narcissistic men will pretend to be the ideal person initially, shaping themselves into precisely what a woman desires. But once they become comfortable or get what they want, they switch up. There's nothing a woman could have done differently to choose a better man or make him better. Men like this really don't change for the better. They just find new ways to lie and new women to manipulate. They lack accountability and shift the blame onto you once they realize you've caught on to their deceitful behavior. So he may not have been the right man, but it's not her fault he decided to be a no good one. Let's stop blaming women for everything.
Let's be honest, men. We know what women want. That's why so many of us lie and manipulate to get sex. We know women want kindness, thoughtfulness, emotional presence. That's why so many men fake those things. They pretend to be that guy. They say the right things, open up just enough, do just enough, and then once they get what they want, they change. Like if a woman in our lives just straight up manipulated their whole personality to get something from us, we would rightfully call her a psychopath. But for men, it's just accepted as normal. So let's not pretend that men are clueless. We know. We just don't always care. And it hurts everyone, especially women. Patriarchy also lies by claiming women don't actually know what they want, that they're too emotional and not logical or smart enough to know that they actually wanted to be treated really, really poorly. Patriarchy tells you to target the traumatized women and says the well-adjusted women just want a man that they can control. That's emasculating. Screw those women. And for the traumatized women, why are they traumatized? Because of men. Whether they were sexually abused as a child, which happens way too often and rarely leads to any sort of punishment or accountability, or it could just be that they had a patriarchal, emotionally distant father who set a poor example of what a relationship and love should look like. And how do they target these traumatized women? With tactics like pretending to not care about the woman so that she wants your validation, equating that to winning daddy's attention, which she believes is love, always leading to harmful outcomes, of course. Let's play out the scenario assuming this tactic works. The man has intercourse by pretending to be something they're not, and the woman is re-traumatized when the man doesn't show up for them in the ways they need him to. And this usually ends up with the woman getting tired of the man not doing enough, because let's be honest, he isn't. The man pretending not to care and shoving his emotions down even further, leading the man to the understanding that who they are isn't enough to attract a long-term partner, and leading the women to feel the same. All because men aren't strong enough to be vulnerable and willing to be hurt, because the patriarchy told them they aren't allowed to be vulnerable or show their hurt. But being a man, just being a human being, requires the bravery to put yourself out there with the possibility of being hurt, knowing that ultimately you'll be okay. You always have been, and you always will be. It takes bravery to be vulnerable. Be brave. Get hurt and get back up. You'll be a better person for it. Trust me.
Society for decades has been trying to feminize men, trying to get them to see or tap into their so-called feminine side, and basically just emasculate them. And a lot of it has to do with feminism and telling women that they don't need men to support them. They don't need men to have children. They don't need men for anything really. And a lot of women, even conservative women, so-called, have fallen into that trap. And men, for whatever reason, have just allowed it to happen.
Patriarchy teaches boys to lead, to provide, to protect, to be dependent on. And if that's your purpose in life, then what happens when a woman doesn't need you? You feel purposeless, meaningless. Your manhood feels threatened. It isn't. You're just being asked to shift to something that is more aligned for women and therefore more aligned for humanity. Instead of us men taking women's feedback and stepping up, many of y'all, like that man, double down. You try to control, you belittle, you lash out. You try to reassert your dominance. You make feminism about women wanting to emasculate men when all it really is a request for equality and fairness. Men, we need to accept this. Women have a right to be angry with us. Very angry. We've dominated them for generations simply because we're bigger. That's literally it. Women should expect more from men. They should ask us to step up emotionally, physically, in the home, with the kids, in the world. And if we're really the protectors we claim to be, we should be protecting women from us, not defending and therefore protecting the patriarchy, which perpetuates harm onto women. There are movements and large amounts of women who are content with being single and not dating men, and I understand why. We need to do better, men. We need to tear down patriarchy because it hurts women and it hurts us. It prevents human development, human connection, and stunts us in every aspect of our lives. Patriarchy isn't just bad for women, it's bad for us too.
I wish you were a man. I wish you were a man.
What,
I wish you were a man.
What do you mean?
I wish you were a man. So yeah, she took
Why
it from
are
me.
you
She took
so
it from me.
offended?
Because I hate women like you. You're masculine. I hate women
By-
like you. Yeah, you are. I hate women like you. You're what's wrong with this country.
I'm so glad that I
You're what's wrong with the
intimidated
country.
your
You're what's wrong
ass.
with the country.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah, you see,
here.
now she's cussing. And that's why Trump built the wall. You get out of here. I doubt you belong
What?
here. I doubt you belong here.
I'm sorry.
You're fucking stupid.
She just
Patriarchy creates emotionally stunted men and exhausted women. It creates entitled man children who don't take accountability and bitter, burnt out partners. It tells men to dominate and control instead of connect. It tells women to endure and submit instead of thrive. Real masculinity is about showing up for our partners, showing up for our families, and showing up for ourselves. By listening and supporting our partners, by caring for and being present with our families, by healing ourselves and getting in touch with our emotions, by taking accountability and being a damn human being and not a machine. I do want to recognize the men who are doing the work, and I want to shout out the women who also recognize these men and are able to hold them accountable while still giving them grace, knowing that we as men weren't really taught how to show up for y'all in the way that you need and deserve outside of finances. And are showing your men grace and patience as they grow, knowing that growth isn't linear. My fiance and I know this all too well. I was worried about putting this in the video because I don't want giving grace to be a reason that a woman stays with an abusive man. But I think we can see the difference in a man who cares and is doing the work to be a better person and partner, trying to improve, versus a man who says he'll be better, but is taking no action to prove that and is in fact staying the fucking same. Let's tear down the lie of patriarchy and let's build something better. So what do you guys think? What have you learned and what are you ready to unlearn? Is there anything that you want to add in the comments that you think that I missed? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Like and subscribe if this resonated with you. If you're wanting to see more of my videos, I'm currently in Mexico City and I'm really pursuing more of my passions. And this is one of them, video essays and just talking about things that I care about and starting it off with the patriarchy because I just see so many men who don't know how to take accountability, who don't see the fallacy in their logic when they're arguing against women and who honestly just kind of hate women. And it's a you versus us type of mentality and it shouldn't be. Anyways, it was a pleasure doing this video and I hope to see you guys in the future. Peace.